Hey, look at us on a Saturday. Hey, I made it rhyme already. We're having a blast on the freaking fan round table. Holy cow. Man, uh, friend Erick, he had the keys last week. I was doing stuff. There was a little here and a little there going on with the technical difficulties. They had fun last week. I I had a blast rewatching. Yeah. Let me tell you, this is Stir the Pot with my. Woo! This is Stir the Pot with Don Kincaid with my very special guests, if you will. We have one Troy Martin. We have friend Erick. We have Big Juicy. We have the future Donovan. We have the woo guy, Jim Kulik.
Yeah, baby.
Man, I am out of breath. I spent an hour with 5-Star Chase earlier this afternoon, and let me tell you, boys and girls, if you guys know who 5-Star Chase is, you're going to want to watch this interview. And I'm not sitting here trying to toot my own horn or anything, but man, 5-Star sat down, he kicked back, and he really opened. He pulled that curtain back, and he talked to us. And I really thought it was a fantastic interview. So if you got an hour to kill, or if you're taking a ride somewhere, just plop on the old Kincaid files and check out that 5-Star. Yeah, don't shake your head, Mr. Troy. Just check out that 5-Star. And hey, do yourself a favor. You'll be pleasantly surprised, my friend, for real. But everybody, welcome to the Roundtable, and I'm going to start with Mr. Troy Martins. Mr. Troy Martins, what's with the ixnay on the J-say, if you will?
I hate that guy. I think he's an asshole.
Oh, okay. I think okay. We'll just move on. So we were all supposed to wear our fan roundtable shirt. Some did, some didn't, but that's okay. We're not whipping around here because we like to have fun. Donovan, what you got kicking on over there for a tea?
Well, I was supposed to wear the fan roundtable, and then
that's okay.
It was in the laundry, so I just found my bacon shirt, and now I think I'm gonna go shirtless though.
No.
Oh
no,
shit!
No, we're gonna get.
I didn't. Why did I go to him first? Holy crap! Troy Martins, I want to go back to you real quick. You were pounding those pretzels. Are you trying to keep up with Donovan on the eating on the Stirring the Pot shows here? What's going on?
I'm trying, but he's scarfing down an extra large pizza there, and I'm on 2 pretzel rods.
Oh Jesus, he's going to get a 6-course meal.
Oh man, where's he going?
Hey, the Woo guy, what's going on? Are you sporting any merch today?
I am sporting the new Roundtable merch. That's
yeah,
right. I love it.
Baby.
I'm chilling back in my my little drawback chair here. I got puppies all over the place here, man. These guys are crazy. Hey, keep it rated PG there, friend.
We don't.
Derek McMichael is not on this, no. We don't hear the dogs this time, which is a good sign. Big Juicy, what you got? I see a cactus. I'm only imagining it's Cactus Jack. Am I correct?
It is Cactus Jack because, like Donovan, my fan roundtable shirt's in the laundry.
Oh, that's okay. Hey.
Listen, Erick.
We got to keep our merch clean. There's nothing wrong with that. Friend Erick, you're sporting the merch today. Welcome, my friend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Last week was a little shaky for you.
Yeah,
are you good?
I'm good. You
okay.
Can keep the keys.
Okay. You never know.
Test drive later on.
Okay. Hey, you never know. I might need somebody to step in the future, and I appreciate you stepping in. Oh, what the hell, Donovan? What you got?
What the hell you eating? Freaking scrambled eggs, bro?
No, it's potato salad.
Oh.
All
right.
And if there's anything that I learned, I had Donovan on Stirring the Pot. If there's anything I learned, he loves him some potato salad. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and it doesn't end well either.
That's right, man.
It doesn't end well. Ooh, friend Erick, you're not. Are you kicking a pale ale? What's going on over there?
No, we're going non-alcohol today.
Oh, okay.
Just Arnold Palmer.
That's a half and half, right? Arnold Palmer.
Yes, sir.
I love that Arnold Palmer. Is everybody down with the Arnold Palmer? Mr. Troy Martins.
I have to say, I am sporting my DDPY yoga shirt.
There you go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I totally no-sold his merch, and I know he was all up in the camera. I'm so sorry for that, sir. I know it's a little early into hitting the record button, but I'm excited to get our special guest in here. You guys are going to be very pleasantly surprised, and I cannot wait. So, Donovan, what? You know what? Just keep eating your damn scrambled eggs.
No. That's what I said, man. He's eating scrambled eggs. He got the bacon shirt, so he's eating scrambled eggs.
Okay. Yeah, okay. And I know it's potato salad. I'm sorry, but it does look like scrambled eggs. Talk to us about, you had an interview this afternoon. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah. So Youssef 13 was on the show, and a special guest, even with Youssef, was there, and Kincaid joined us. We did a therapy session about the time that Kincaid got kidnapped and chloroformed, but Youssef calls it nighty-night snuggle juice, I guess.
Yes, nighty-night snuggle juice, yes.
So he got it from a guy behind a store that talks to unicorns, and he only paid $3.50, he told us. So if you look for chloroform, contact him.
Very interesting. That was more than a therapy session, friend Erick. Let me tell you. Holy cow.
I bet.
So I'm going to go look for our special guest right here. And again, you guys and girl are going to love this. And here we go. We're going to get, yes, come on. I could, yes.
Good morning.
Hey, look at all these people here. What's up?
Look who we got, boys and girls.
Oh, it's Gina.
He's got his thing word.
Ref Gina.
Oh, Jim. Wow, I haven't seen you in a long time, Jim. What's good,
How you
everybody?
doing, buddy? How are you?
Hey.
How we doing?
Yeah. Did I not tell you guys you were going to love this? I've been so excited to get Ref Gina. We love to call her Blue Shoes. I love saying Blue Shoes. We got Ref Gina in as a surprise guest, and Ref Gina, I never tell who the special guest is because it's wrestling. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for spending the time with us today.
Oh, well, thank you for keeping it kayfabe until a minute ago.
Oh, man.
No, that's cool. Yeah.
We were just starting up the show. We were talking about who was wearing what for merch. We got some fan roundtable merch. Never mind Donovan. Take Donovan totally out of the equation.
Oh, God. Look at that. He's got some merch.
We've got Troy Martins with some DDP yoga going on. We've got Big Juicy with some Cactus Jack. We've got the Woo Crew himself, Jim Kulik, with the fan roundtable. Are you wearing any merch today, Ref Gina? Oh, Blue Shoes!
Totally by coincidence, but I know I planned this all along.
That's awesome.
Now, I know everybody on the panel is familiar with Blue Shoes, but I want to start with somebody specific. If you would stop eating that damn potato salad on the show. Put the fork down for a minute, my man, and let's talk some Blue Shoes. Because yourself, you went to the Test of Strength open workout this past Tuesday. My man Donovan followed through with what he said he was going to do and go to that open workout and really see what it's like to get inside that ring and do a little something. But Ref Gina was there. I want to hear Donovan, your experience. We talked about it on Stirring the Pot very recently, like yesterday, if you will. Please talk to us about your test of strength experience, because we want to know these things.
It was fun. I don't know how to get out of the ring properly yet. I tripped on the middle rope twice. And I gotta learn how to sell because I laughed the whole time when getting beat up.
That happened to me too the first couple of times when I was doing some training. So
yeah. Please, Ref Gina, you just kind of got that because, and I said to Donovan, do you think everybody walks in that ring who wants to become a wrestler, gets in there and knows exactly what to do? No, we don't know that. So when you started getting this thing going, and we have another superstar being Big Juicy, when you first got started doing your training, Ref Gina, it didn't come naturally, right?
No, there's just only a few things that came naturally, which were like some of the roles, but that was kind of it. I think someone put it to me the best way, that wrestling is the art of believing. And if you're in a situation in which you have to, in wrestling, you have to give 50-50, like who's going to sell, who's going to give it. Now, granted, I don't train, like Juice does. Like I only just go in there to train because it's fun, and I'm not trying to wrestle. But even if you are doing reffing or some sort of other non-physical role, typically you do need to know basics. So there's still some things that I struggle with, which is going backwards over the top. That's because for some reason, in our area of New England, the ropes are so friggin' high. I don't know why, because I'll go to Limitless, for example, that's up in Maine, and the ropes are at a reasonable height. Some other places I've been to at a reasonable height, but in Connecticut, Massachusetts, it's really high, so it's kind of hard to get me over that backwards. And if you look at Kurt Angle, for example, he never actually exits the ring like that. He doesn't do the Royal Rumble. He always turns forwards and does it because he just doesn't trust it. So you just you do everything, you find stuff that works for you. As long as you try, I think that's all that matters. So, and he did give the old college try there. So, it was exciting to see a lot of people who just wanted to give it a shot. I'm glad that you took the experience.
See what I'm saying, Donovan? Following through is such an important factor in here. And Big Juicy has been shaking her head at everything that's been going on, that's been said right now. Big Juicy, you're a star on the scene right now. We love us some Big Juicy. You're looking mighty fine. You're cute as a button, I swear. Now, Big Juicy, feeling that same thing, it doesn't come naturally, right? You got to work on all of these things that you see on TV, and you're like, I can do that, and then you get in the ring and you realize, I can't do that.
Oh no, that's 100%. That statement couldn't be more accurate. You have to learn how to properly throw yourself into the ground, basically, and there's nothing natural about it whatsoever. And I learned that day one training. And you know what, Donovan, don't feel bad for not being able to go over the ropes, because I still get scared and can't do it. So spoiler alert, I don't go over the top rope.
Spoiler alert. Donovan, that's just a testament of just keep working on your craft, my friend. Just keep doing it and doing it. It will come along. Now, Troy Martins, I know you know of one Ref Gina. Could you speak about seeing some of her reffing qualities and such? Because we love us some blue shoes.
Entertaining as hell. I think me and the Woo crew went down to a test of strength once, and she was refereeing quite a few of the matches, and she's into it. Gets in the wrestlers' faces. Makes as fans, makes you believe. There's that word again. Makes you believe in her as she's doing her job, and not one slow count. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I used to do that a lot at the beginning. It's funny because when you watch WWE reps count, it's significantly slower than other counts that you see elsewhere. Because I was watching a match and I'm like, was it really that slow? I never noticed until some time afterwards. But thank you. Working on the consistency is always going to be continuous work in progress. But I'm glad that you at least enjoyed your time at TOS when you came.
Yeah, I did. We had a great time.
Now, Ref Gina, you're saying that you see a different cadence within different promotions. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think it's enough that if you realize like a count. So for example, there's a guy who is like my mentor named Chris Levin, who's a rep, and his counts are notoriously known to be fast, but they're consistent. And my counts are kind of like in WWE, you might hear it go. That is significantly slower. And I think like once you start to notice that, if you go back and like watch some even current like WWE matches, it could be on NXT or whatever, you'll notice that cadence is that slow. But I think the thing is that they try to achieve for each rep to match it. So everybody across the board's doing that. That's hard to do. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah, because that's what you want is uniformity with everything that's going on, especially being the referee. And I feel that they bring that elbow up there to give it like a little something, before they come down on the mat. I think it's all part of what WWE wants in a referee, if you will. But then there's some referees, they have their own arm swing. They have their own way that they get into position. Now, Jim Kulik, the ringleader of the Woo Crew, if you will. Look at Ref Gina smile when I say the Woo Crew.
He was ragging on me really bad during this one show. It was so funny because he was right next to the ring too. So eventually, I think it got in your face at one point.
What? Oh, me?
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. Hi, Gina.
Yeah, you did.
Well, folks, it was great to see you. I'll call it next
time. Jim Kulik, we love ourselves some Blue Shoes. I know you're familiar with Blue Shoes. Talk to us, please.
Oh, you know something? An outstanding person, an outstanding referee. She knows we're just giving her grief, but that's our job. You guys, everybody has a job to fill, and that's what we do. Our job is to get people fired up, to get the refs fired up, to get the performers fired up, and to keep things going. Gina's awesome in what she does, and she can smile about it, and she knows we're just playing her around. But it's kind of like our job Ref Gina, do me a favor. Tell me what it's like being at a show when there's no Woo Crew. There must be no life to those shows.
It's weird, man. There was one Moose Lodge show, I think, after when I saw you there. And I had like this weird like paranoia that I had to keep looking over my shoulder because I'm like, Jim's gonna say something, but you weren't there, so it was weird. And instead of you, it was like the Schulers or something who were standing like where you were, and I kept like looking at Ron like this, and he goes, "What? I didn't do anything. I'm just standing here." Like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were Jim for a second. It is weird because like and one example that I used to give to a lot of people when I was going to shows very often as a fan, the Bethany Town Hall crowd at whether it was NEW, which is there now, but before it was CTWE. I went to a lot of those shows, and that crowd is always like very engaged in what's happening. And I feel like it's just such a staple to that venue. So the day when I go there, whenever that's going to be, because I've been there a long time, and the crowd isn't like that, it's not like making funny jokes or like ball busting or whatever, then, it doesn't really feel the same. So, yeah.
So, real quick, I think I told you guys this story before. A good friend of mine, Antonio the Promise Thomas, owned his own school, and he invited me to come to one of the sessions that they had. It was kind of like a training session. And do you guys at TOS, do you guys do like those 3-minute drills for match? Like you do like a quick match. They call them 3-minute drills.
We might do something to that effect.
Okay.
Tom actually came to the school a few times to do some sessions, but I think that was a little bit before when I started training there.
All right. So, Tom bringing us in, like I said, good friends. And he said, just kind of come in and watch, like I know you like to do. But, sometimes, you got to realize something with the Woo guy, Sometimes I just can't keep my mouth shut. And, something, what happened?
Sometimes?
I know.
So they're right in the middle of the match. Okay, somebody put somebody in a hold or something, dropped him down. I think the guy got clotheslined or something, but went down so the ref could throw down a count. So the ref goes 1, 2, and then it's dead silent. I go, that was a slow count, ref, and everybody just stopped in their tracks, turned around and stared a hole right through the woo guy.
Yeah, typically it's in bad taste to do that at a training practice. But
But you know what it was? It was a reflex, and I said, "I'm so sorry." Tom came over snickering. He's like, "Jimbo, bro, you can't do that at these things." I go, "I'm sorry, man. It was just a reflex, man."
You thought you were training too, huh? Yeah, to train.
I was training too. You know, I mean, hey, you know what, Troy? The Woo Crew should have its own gig, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll teach people how to be rowdy fans.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't answer that. It's your own deal, Jim. Yeah.
I've been waiting to get to this roundtable because I knew friend Erick would be excited once our surprise guest came in. Friend Erick, you haven't stopped smiling, but that's what we do on the roundtable. We have a lot of fun and a lot of love. Please talk to us about Ref Gina, because I know you're aware of Ref Gina.
Yeah, I'm aware of her because I've been lucky enough to get to see her a couple of times over in Gardner, and I don't think she was ready for people to actually know who she was, because I yell out Ref Gina, and she's looking around to see who the hell is calling her name out, and she don't know who I am.
No, eventually
So
I did see you. I saw you at the last show because I was like, who the hell, like, because Gardner, I would assume, would it be right to assume that Gardner is like a pretty big, like, chaotic audience?
There were quite a few chaotic fans there, yeah.
All right.
But
yeah.
But the funny thing was the first time that I saw you at the first one, I had my stepdaughter with me, and she didn't know. And then the second time I had my girlfriend with me, and I'm like, every time you came out, I said, I call out Ref Gina, and she was, really, every time? I said, damn right, every time.
I caught on to you at the last show, the Ground Zero one. Just curious, what kind of merch you got behind you? I see the first one. That's the only one I recognize.
I got FTR. I got Lufisto.
Oh, cool.
DL Hurst.
Yep.
And then the Brain Busters.
Okay, yeah, Lufisto. That's a cool one back there.
Yeah, the Lufisto one I'm very excited about.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, but it is kind of a shock that like someone knew me there. I was kind of like, what the hell is going on? It was weird. Yeah.
That brings me to a great topic, Ref Gina. When fans, like, when you come out, I'm a jackass. We go, Gina, Gina, Gina. And we make sure, we love to put Ref Gina over. And I know you're not, you're supposed to be enhancement. You're not even supposed to be part of the show. You're the referee. F that. We love Ref Gina. When fans are calling your name, does that really throw you for a loop a little bit, or are you into it, or how you feel about that?
I mean, like, whenever that happens, it's usually like at the beginning of a match when I'm like going out, people see me. Now I'm just kind of like, all right, here. And, but like if it's a TOS or something, it's not really that unusual because I mean that's my home base. So their PAPW probably as well, especially with the Friday Night Alley Fight shows, because I did that like it's my second show, my consecutive career since debuting. So there's a few that like kind of are strange. Like there was someone like at Limitless who recognized me, and I'm like, what the hell? Like I had to like drive like 4 hours to get here, in like a place where like I saw like a moose and not like a single person. So I had no idea. But no, it was kind of cool because like depending on where you go, the fans like they're very different from each other. There's like some promotions I went to where they're just like, okay, whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Sometimes people just cheer when I have like when I yell at people. I don't know why. I'm like, Well, they're just screwing around. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, so that usually is a thing that I think a lot of people get excited about. When I did that GoPro show, must have been like almost a year ago now. I got into like Holiday's face a lot because he pissed me off a lot in matches all the time. Oh God. So anyways, like, I was yelling at him a lot. People were like excited about that and, whatever, but that's kind of it though. Every now and then, like I might have like some people come up to me afterwards saying like, hey, whatever, and we'll like have a little bit of a talk. But at first I think it used to throw me off, but now it's just like, because I used to do that too. I used to do that with Kevin Quinn a lot and Vinny Lax whenever I would like watch those NEW shows. I'm like, yeah, Vinny or Kevin, because like they work really hard and I feel like they should get recognition. So I think I can understand it.
Absolutely, and that's where I'm going with one of our favorite stars on the news. She's new, but we love her to pieces. That's Big Juicy. Big Juicy, the referees. We love to put over the referees. I mean, there's so many fine personalities within these referees because they're not just about stripes. They're not just about counting 3 and all of that. They add such an element that is created within the match. Big Juicy, don't you feel that the referees is just as important as the wrestlers that are in that match?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, not to mention the fact that like, 2 workers can work in a spot with a ref and like have them be like an essential spot within the match in and of itself. Not to mention the fact that, the counts and, all that stuff. And I mean, I love, like, if I have to do a spot with a ref, like, I love interacting with them in the ring. So I think it's really fun when they get super involved.
Now, Ref Gina, I've seen you do some little interacting, if you will, but it's usually been pertained to one Dan the Man, and I hate to.
Oh,
wait a minute.
There she is.
Kincaid, what did you do?
I'm not disconnected. Wow. Don't worry.
I said the name Dan the Man, and she took off on us. I was like, holy sugar.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen you interact as a referee, mostly with Dan the Man, if you will, calling him ref spots or ref bumps or giving Dan the Man a knee in the damn face or giving him a stunner, if you will. I love that as a fan. Do you enjoy those little interactions within the match like that?
It depends on what it is. Sometimes, like, people, when they want to talk to me about a match, they'll say, hey, can I bump you? I'm like, absolutely not. You can't do that. Because I don't even know, like, who the person is and so forth. So that only happened, like, a couple of times. I remember there was this one match I did with someone who wanted to super kick me, so I was down. And I'm like, I don't mind taking it, but it just didn't make any sense at the time because it was going to be towards, like, the end of the match. And I'm like, well, then I'd just be down and, like, what's that all about? So you have to be smart about it, and it depends on what the bump is. So I think that's why, like, it's good to have the TOS training because I'll say, hey, I have, like, an idea for, like, a bump that I want to take. I just want the experience of doing it, so if someone proposes it to me. D.L. Hurst is one person who I always, like, anytime, like, we have a match, I always get hit by him somehow. So it's always fun. But, yeah, Dan the Man, I think, is, like, the one guy who I probably have the most experience with in that regard. But he's a jerk, so.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. And we love when Ref Gina got a couple upcomings on Dan the Man. Holy cow, that was some fun stuff. Not only that, Donovan, Lone Survivor 2, which was their last big event at Test of Strength. Not only did Ref Gina, but Joanna Robinson, they were both dressed up as handmaids, right? And they were outside the ring. They came out with Dan the Man in the entrance. And not only that, they were on the side, and I took my camera. I didn't know who was underneath the thing, the handmaids' costumes. I go running over there with my camera. I'm on the freaking ground, literally. I'm on the ground, and I'm like, Donkey Kate here, son, Ricky Kate Faust, blah, 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 blah. And I'm trying to get these guys to pop, whoever's underneath the handmaid. They never broke. I don't know how. I really tried. So I went back to my seat. Long and behold, one was Ref Gina, and one was Joanna Robinson. But my point being is, Donovan, don't you love that kind of interactive stuff as a fan, though, seeing that really fun stuff like that?
Yeah, it's part of the show. It makes you laugh, and it makes you It gives you a lot of emotions. So.
Absolutely. And Ref Gina, are you aware of who Donovan is? Right? Do you know Donovan?
Yeah, we just met each other on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, because of the practice. Remember, talked about this.
Well, yeah, but I did. Well, yeah, but I didn't know if you guys talked at all or anything. I mean, I know you were there, but I mean, I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him around and stuff. Probably like at a different show than TOS. I remember you for some reason, but yeah, like we met like formally briefly.
Well,
Yeah, still, I was glad that you gave the training a shot. So thanks for coming to that open house.
yeah. Our friend Donovan, he does post event interviews at PVP WMW.
Okay.
And he's
Gotcha.
interviewed some fine stars. And Donovan, and I know Ref Gina is going to probably dig this one. Tell Ref Gina who you just interviewed the other day from Impact Wrestling, if you will.
I interviewed the walking weapon, Josh Alexander, one half of the North. So.
That's cool. I met him one time, but man, that guy is like pretty intimidating. So what was that experience like with him?
He told me that I was his third ever interview in his career.
Huh, really?
Wow.
Wow, yeah. That's kind of surprising.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Were you surprised when he said that to you? I would have been.
A little bit. Just he really doesn't talk that much in Impact or when he goes to the indie shows. He's just there, wrestles, and that's it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I got from him too.
Wow. Third interview in his entire career, and it's the future Donovan. That's amazing, man. That is so cool. I got to give you props for that. So, Ref Gina, what we like to do is, since we have an amazing special guest, look at that smile. I mean, come on, guys. She's so damn cute. What we like to do is, I like to have each person go round robin. We go round robin on the table. And we have a question, if you will, a little Q&A. So we get to know our surprise guest that's come in and spent the time with us. So I'm going to start right where we started off at the beginning. Mr. Troy Martin, I know you've always have fine questions. Why don't you start off and with this round robin thing with Ref Gina, please?
I'll start off with what's the toughest bump you've ever taken in a match that you were refereeing?
Man, I don't really take like a lot of crazy ones. I think it might have been Dan's cutter when he gave me the cutter, but mostly because like I only practiced like taking that a couple of times before. At this point in time, like I'm trying to escalate on like more bumps, not because of refereeing, because like it's just more like the wrestling aspect of it. So
Right.
I think like the next time I go to the class, I just want to like take a spear or something. So just give that a shot.
All right,
I
cool.
think that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
And it happened to be by Dan the Man out of all people. Holy crap.
He, luckily for me, I think he threw it a little bit lighter than I was expecting. But it's weird because like once you're in the air like that, it's just like you got to react to it and you can't think. Like it's just all right. And it ended up like being okay.
Yeah. Could you ever imagine being caught in a cutter, Jim Kulik, in midair, being just like, holy crap?
Are you kidding me, Kincaid? I mean, crap, I pull a hamstring and walking into the shows, bro, okay?
Jim Kulik, I want to
Donovan,
keep with the Woo crew here.
Yeah,
Jim
Donovan,
Kulik.
wait a minute, real quick, Don Kincaid. Donovan, you know something? It took a lot of guts for you to do what you did, and I'm very proud of you, son. Very, very proud of you.
Absolutely.
Very proud of you.
Yes,
like
sir.
I said, so if you can't get in the ropes, one time, I don't mean to get off subject, one time, you know, when they do the picks in the ring, you know, they'll come in and shake somebody's hand. Matt Hardy was in the ring, all right? And I got caught in the ropes, and I swear to God, I thought I pulled all my back out. It was gone. They had to, like, help me. Yeah, they had to call 911. They had to, no, I'm just kidding, but it's hard to get out of those ropes. All right, so question I have for Ref Gina is, how far do you want to go with this as far as the reffing? Do you want to keep going? Do you want to go to WWE? You want to try to get AEW? New Japan, or is this kind of where you want to stay for now?
I got scared for a moment because I was like, "What are you going with this?" I think so. For me, I actually work as a programmer, and it's a pretty good job. So I would like to have a position, like in maybe the near future, maybe like in 2 or 3 years from now, of being able to like work on app development stuff, and then like as a part-time job, maybe get signed at like MLW is one place that I was looking at that I felt like looks like a pretty good company to work for. Things like that. Now I know like it's necessarily not like the best thing to wish for now because money's tight, it's lean everywhere. But that's kind of like what it would be. And I'm not really sure like what it'll be like in the very near future, but I'm trying to like juggle a couple of things, and that's kind of like the ultimate goal. But,
I mean,
I'll enjoy it along the way.
I mean, how do you stay active as far as your refereeing? Do you just like drop down and count 1, 2, 3, no matter where it is?
Yeah, well, no, it's like a lot of it's not really just so much the physical aspect, but like you have to do like a lot of like brain exercises. So I try to like do some sort of brain exercises to keep me kind of like mentally sharp, because everything as a rep is like reactionary. So, but luckily with the school open back up again, I'll do those practice matches along with the drills, and yeah, that's the best we can do for now, because I am going nowhere.
I know it's tough these days. I mean, having SWB as the main man up there is none better than Slick Wagner Brown, man.
Yeah, I do train with Ocean a lot more lately because of just how my schedule works out. So I'll do a lot of like beginners classes with him and learning how to do, because I obviously like wrestling is not my goal, so I'll just like take a couple of things and be like, hey, can we just like work on this or this? Then for the rest of the class, I'll do the practice matches. But
that's cool.
I do actually get to work with both of them pretty frequently, which is nice.
Jim Kulik, you just gave me a fantastic idea, and let's see if we can all maybe get Ref Gina to pull this off, because I would love to see something like this. Hypothetically, okay, we'll just throw an idea out. You're walking down the sidewalk. You randomly get down on the sidewalk. 1, 2, 3. You're walking into maybe, an office or something, or going into a McDonald's. 1, 2, 3. Do random 1, 2, 3s and record it all. Slap it all together, or send them to me, and I'll put them all together. I would love to see something like that.
I would love to see that. That would be great.
Sure, I'll do that just for you, Don.
Yes!
By the time I get out of the psychiatric hospital, you could, send it. Because I can't imagine like not getting committed doing that. Like, what the hell are they doing over there? Just like.
Oh, and make sure you wear a mask. You got to wear a mask anywhere.
Of course.
Yeah. That would be fantastic. Not like you don't have enough on your plate. Now I want you to do goofy shit by jumping on the sidewalk and counting 3. I mean, come on.
I'm already doing goofy stuff with my clever disguises, and I have to continue doing that. So that's the goofy stuff that I'm doing lately. I don't know about what am I supposed to be counting? Like a shadow on the ground? Oh,
hey,
no,
it's just
lifted up like an inch. Shoulders not. Oh, look at that.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter one bit. No,
that's right.
Because
it's all reflex.
I'll give you an example. I go to the Palisades for ACW, American Coliseum Wrestling. Never been to one of their shows, and it was an amazing show. But leading up to the main doors, because it's a huge mall, there was and I shit you not, I have video proof. There is a piece of meat just sitting on the sidewalk. What do me and Laura C do? We cut a promo on the piece of meat. I mean, come on. That's what you do. You just got
He's gone.
The show is off the rails, baby. The table has taken effect.
I have video proof. I'm going to share that just for you.
I believe you. I just don't want to.
But that's what we're talking about. You just
You cut a promo on me. What are you going to do? Like say like, brother?
No.
raw enough for like I don't know, like that just seems like so weird. You cut a promo.
It is. But you know what that's called, Ref Gina? Do you know what that's called? Go ahead, Eric.
Wrestling.
Yes, yes, that's
Whoa.
called wrestling, Ref Gina.
Stacey, do you want to take over the show because I'm starting to have some
Oh God.
cut a promo like that? Who does that? Apparently, I know someone who does. Anyway,
Donovan, let's get out of this mess. Donovan, do you have a question for Ref Gina?
Yeah, I do. I want to know what was going on in your mind the other day at the TOS open house when Becky Ball and Jordan, they had that match, and you were the ref, and Jordan got power bombed by Wrecking Ball, and you just told him to get up, and everyone else thought he was dead.
So that was a big mistake that I did because because I don't know if anyone noticed, but I had to actually lift myself on the rope so he could roll under, and I checked there, but it was just like one of those quick like rep checks. I should have actually like talked to him, but there was like something that happened where they said when he gets out of the ring, count immediately, and I was like, okay, so whatever. I just kind of like stuck with that. That's all I got for you. But
we all thought he was dead.
It'll be a work in progress always.
That's a fantastic point, Ref Gina. Wrestling is, you can never learn all of wrestling. It's always a learning process. Every single time you're in the ring, every single time you go to a show and watch it as a fan or supporting your friends that are on the shows or what have you. That's one thing, Donovan. Wrestling, you never stop learning wrestling. So it's always picking up these little things that I should have done this or I should have done that. That always comes back into your repertoire, if you will. First thing about that question, I knew that was coming. Second off, that's a very honest question. Third off, Donovan, that experience while you were there and you seen Ref Gina and some of these fine stars that are there, do you get starstruck when you're in that situation, my friend?
Can you define starstruck? That's not in my vocabulary.
Let's define it, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you.
Did he just say that?
He's gonna go into a story now. This is here we go. Here we go.
I should have just moved on. I apologize. Big Juicy, do you have a question for Ref Gina?
Yeah. What's one of your most memorable matches that you've refed?
That would be Chris Statlander against TJ Crawford at the Odds Please Come Back.
Wow.
My counts were not as consistent as I would have liked them to be. But I don't even think anyone really cared, to be honest. Like when I watch it back, I'm like, all right, whatever. Yeah, that was it was long, but it was like engaging the whole way through. And I think it's always hard to find the balance between really going overboard with those long matches and not really doing enough. And I felt like they did a good medium there. So I watched back to that very fondly. It was a good way to end the day. Really hope that TJ at least gets like more recognition for the work that he did in that, because I felt like he really went the extra mile. And as far as I know, like he told me that he knew about that like booking like a week before it happened. So like and it's kind of cool because like you have like Chris Statlander from the Creative Pro School, then you have TJ from Wrestle Pro, both sister schools, kind of like collide me in that way. And I don't get enough opportunities to work with people with Wrestle Pro, so that was really cool.
Now, sticking with that topic real quick, I know that you're a fan of TJ Crawford, Ref Gina. Do you find yourself caught up in any moments when you are refereeing a match of somebody that you're a fan of?
Yeah. Well, not so much in the match. It's more like I try to get that out of me like before I start. But sometimes, like if I get like the card, here's a paper, and if people say which one do you want, and I'm like, because that's like the person who I want to work with. But for me, what's like kind of my goal is to like work with as many people as possible rather than just like the usuals who I work with. The first time I felt like I was kind of like caught up was like when I did my first main event, which was for PAPW with Bear Boulder against Richard Holiday. And that was a big one because, I never got to work with Rich before, and like we've known each other for like a while, so it was kind of like nice to do that. But and then I can't stop working with him, and now I just like wanted to stop. So, anyways, well, it's just I mean, it's good when you're working with a lot of people. A lot of times I get put in Matthias's matches because like I'm like shorter, and people are like, yeah, like I'm bigger than you. I'm like, that's not much of an accomplishment, but okay sometimes. But whatever. I don't think it matters, but for some people they do. VSK was a big one for me because I was a fan of his for a while. I think he's the best independent wrestler in the area, period. He's very versatile. He always finds like new things to put into his matches. And when I got to do him versus Manders at one of the Blitzkrieg shows, like that was really cool. Brian Pillman Jr. was another one that was like, oh, neat. And then I couldn't stop working with him. So, now I'm like past that. I don't know why, but like every show except that TOS one, I always get put on his matches. I'm like, all right, hey, you're going to do that thing. And then, okay. But I think it's like an exciting experience to work with anybody. In particular with me, because I was like you guys, I was a fan for like a long time, with the exception of GC. Just being a fan, without wanting to be like a wrestler or anything for a while. It was more exciting for me to like work with people who I used to watch like a lot. Dan the Man was a huge like, oh my god, he's been doing like the heel like stuff for like but he's not even a heel. He's just like a flat out terrible person. I remember like I went to a Christmas show years ago at CTWE. And he was doing the Danny Claus thing, and he gave me a present, which was a face towel that said "Cheer for me" on it in purple marker. And I'm like, this guy is a total jerk, but there's something so compelling about him. And I thought, oh, cool, I get to do one of his matches. I'm like, nope, bad idea. So sometimes it backfires on me, but there's a lot of people who, Slick I wanted to work with for a long time, but for some reason we never made that happen until I think like last year, actually, like a Rhode Island show, and I was really excited to do that. I think it's kind of a very surreal thing to be working with someone who taught you.
The names that you've already worked with in your short career, Ref Gina, it's so amazing. And I know we don't look for names, we look for memories, and you just want to work, like you said. Watching these people as a fan and then being able to work with them is just got to be something surreal. But you said a name, Dante Claus, and it triggers me.
Deep
Okay?
breath.
Yeah, I have this PSTD if I'm correct on how they say that. Anytime anybody says Dante Claus, this is my very first present from Dante Claus at an NEW show at the Bethany Town Hall, and this is a few years back. And it's a box of sweet potato, thin, crispy snacks, okay? Now, this is the present that was inside it.
What the hell is that?
Maybe twine?
Baling twine.
Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
it's effing twine. Are you shitting me? But
Yeah.
I hold it dear to my heart. I don't know why. I think this is a fabulous memory from
I would
wrestling.
throw that out. Are you kidding me? I'd be like,
No. And by the way, don't ever tell Dana Man that I saved it, because he'd actually probably like that idea.
Yeah, I think I held on to my washcloth for a little bit too. I don't know. There's something about the CTW shows. It really felt like you were a part of that experience.
Yeah.
And I'll just mention it. Like, I'm not going to talk about it ad nauseum, but I had something like that was a keepsake as well. And it's really bittersweet to me because unfortunately Shikara folded. But I had this pen from like the first show that I went to for such a long time. And it's like kind of like the one mementos that I have that like I keep with me. I have like I don't have it with me at the moment, but I have like a notepad of like all the matches that I've done at one point in time. I'm really terrible at keeping up with it. I'll save the programs from every show that I went to and like put them in there. The
Nice.
TOS tickets, which are like really cool, like they're actually like nice graphical tickets, I'll paste in there too. So yeah, it's nice to save things. Like I'm not like Anthony Green, who like always like wants to keep like something from his career, but he does a lot of cool stuff. But just to go back to one point that you said, I think the thing is like when you're a referee, you get the opportunity to work with like a lot of people. So when you're hired for a show, most likely you're going to be there for like 2 or more matches. Sometimes you get to do like one match, and I'm like, all right, whatever. But like you do like about probably an average of 3 to 4 matches a show, and that's like more than maybe 8 people, depending up if there's cast or whatever. So you have a lot of opportunities to do a lot of work.
Now that brings us to the last question of the round robin here. Friend Erick,
Yes, sir.
please give us a question for Blue Shoes.
Well, first, I was mistaken. The first time I saw you was at the Blitzkrieg / Big Time show that I saw you at.
That was an awesome show. That was
And
great.
got to see you rep between Holiday and Jack Swagger. And you talk about people wanting to look bigger because they're in the ring with you. I think that was definitely the moment. But my question is, I had heard in an interview, I don't remember who it was with, but it had to have been a referee, that they were brought in the back to talk to the wrestlers that they were going to be reffing for. And the one thing that they wanted to know was, what's your cadence? How do you do your count so that they can base their match around your cadence? Is that something that's ever happened to you?
No one's ever asked me. I feel like I do recognize what you're saying though, because I went to like an online like Q&A. It was like a private Q&A with a referee once, and they did talk about like their cadence. But the particular instance of when that happened was because they were working for someone who was working on TV, WWE, and then transitioning to the independents, where that's a callback to what I was saying earlier. The counts are different. So no one's really said that to me. I feel like in those cases that probably makes sense why. Maybe there's some people who are more like old school who ask, but I feel like once you are in a match with someone and they hear you the first time counting, that sets the pace for the rest of it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to someone asking, because that could be very helpful. If anything, it's just more like they want to ask like how fast I count for the outside, because that's like usually like a weird place where a lot of stuff happens or not a lot of things happen, and sometimes they ask me like, what's it like on the outside when you're counting, but that's pretty much it though. I have heard what you asked before though, so it's not like an unusual thing.
A follow up on that is, I know that in most companies, it's 10 count outside. I know Anthony Green and 01 USA Northeast, they do a 20. Does that throw you off, especially your first time going there?
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that match that I had with Centron and Tease.
Yeah.
It ended up with the double count out.
Yeah.
That one I was kind of like, they have to be like rolling on the outside for a long time, and fortunately none of them came in. So, well, whatever. Not my problem. But in any case, like the 20 counts are actually kind of nice because you can go at like a regular pace because there's so much time for them to be on the outside. It's kind of funny though, because I think like the first few shows that we had at 01, a lot of people just forgot that they had a 20 count to the outside. They like slide in at 9, and I'd be like, whatever, like, okay, I guess it's like, okay, like 11 more seconds, but that's okay. So we kind of try to make it a point to remind people when they come to 01, especially if they're new, you had 20 to the outside. So I try my very best to like let people know what the rules are. At Blitzkrieg, it's lucha rules every single tag match. Every tag match is a lucha rules match. And I remember some people like would, when they're talking about like they're like when they're going to be coming in for stuff, I'm like, it's lucha rules. And they'd be like, oh, okay. So sometimes, what we're doing doesn't matter. That's how it works. And, I try my best just to remember what the stipulations are, if it's like a promotional thing or a match thing, just remind me.
That match was the reason why I asked that question, because I remember that double count out. And the first show that I went to there, I didn't know that they did the 20 count, and there was one of the refs was like up to 11, and I'm like,
yeah.
Apparently we're going 20.
Right. So that thing was the thing. So there was another incident that happened not incident, but there's another like thing like that happened at 0-1 where we were just kind of like saying, because it's supposed to be a Japanese wrestling product.
Right.
And normally in a Japanese wrestling product, they also announce the time limit over mic, and no one was really doing that for like the first few shows. So there's like some screws that, tighten up there. I think like we kind of got it down to the point, at least with the referees, just to be mindful to tell people and remind them. But at the same time, I mean, like, it's kind of like an unusual thing to go to a show where there's like 20 count to the outside. So maybe there's some working out there for that long.
Yep.
It's just like a reflex. So, I'm just kind of there just to show them a way, I guess. And, yeah, but it's a cool place to work. It's different.
Yeah, it's definitely different, and I'm so glad that Anthony Green brought that to us, the fans, to check out, man, because some fine talent, little bit of different rules, like you were saying, and I enjoy what we're seeing out of the product. Donovan, who do you got coming up interviewing? Do you have anything lined up?
No, I have nothing.
No.
I went to you and you gave me an absolute dud. What the hell?
I had no one on the schedule.
Hey, you know what, Donovan? Don Kincaid was supposed to interview the Woo Crew like 6 months ago. We keep getting brushed off, bro.
Oh, effing please, 6 months ago. Come on. So, Donovan, you've had yourself busy with a few interviews. Are you going to start getting them on your YouTube channel so we can go and check them out?
Yeah. That's
all right. Okay. Where can we find your YouTube channel? Because I want to keep everybody on top of who you've got interviewed.
Bodio's Boy Wrestling Fan on YouTube.
You got a shitty pitch, my man. I mean, shitty pitch.
Nice.
No.
Survived a Wagner training. Like, that's hard to do,
We love Donovan. We have a lot of fun. He's got a beautiful smile. He actually, Ref Gina, he is the one who spearheaded this fan roundtable merch. I mean, yeah, he really did. He spearheaded the whole thing, and it was really cool of him to get this done. So we love us some Donovan, and he's a really good kid to sit down and interview with. So if you ever feel like, when you're not randomly jumping on the sidewalk or in McDonald's counting a 3 video, if you got some time, if you got some time, what the hell?
No.
Oh God! Donovan is bombing us on our own freaking interview here.
Both of you didn't end well.
Troy Martin, any little tidbit message or anything to say to Ref Gina before we get out of here?
Just keep on doing what you're doing. I can't wait for the shows to start back up. So you will see the Woo Crew up front, live, loud, obnoxious.
If they weren't, I think you guys were sick or took like mushrooms or something,
Say something to Donovan. Donovan, I'm really proud of you right now. You've gone 37 minutes and 28 seconds without eating anything on the show. So,
What are you doing? Now you're going to make him go grab something. What the hell is your issue?
Talk about a trigger.
Jim Kulik, any message or anything to say to Ref Gina before we get out of here?
I appreciate you coming on the show, my friend. And you know that the Woo Crew is always doing their thing. But I got to give you one. It was a slow count, Gina.
I apologize. I'll go into the McDonald's and practice later.
Oh, God, that's fantastic.
Do you know that Don Kincaid calls himself the 35-pound candle? Did you know that? That's his new moniker. You're always saying that, Don Kincaid. You're the 35-pound candle.
Well, kind of. I have been saying I'm built like a candle and I weigh 35 pounds. You are correct.
Yeah.
But I've evolved. I'm built like a kendo stick. Like a kendo stick.
That's awesome.
Big Juicy, do you have any little message or anything you'd like to say to Ref Gina before we get out of here?
I just want to tell Ref Gina that I appreciate her and I love seeing her at shows, and any opportunity to work with her is fantastic.
Oh,
We
that's
only did one match together, so hopefully we'll make that.
Exactly.
Oh, we can't wait to see what Big Juicy has got in her future, Ref Gina. And if she's got plenty on her plate, maybe Ref Gina can get in, swoop in and do some 3-count over there. Record it too. That would be fantastic. Make it part of that whole little thing you got going on.
Juice bar.
Friend of Eric.
Things
Friend Erick, we love Friend Erick around here, Ref Gina. Such a good guy. He's been my soundboard getting this whole stirring the pot thing off of the ground, and I love Friend Erick for all of the help and stuff that he's given me. So, Friend Erick, you're going to end us off here. Do you have anything, a little message or anything for Ref Gina?
I just kind of off of Jim's and Troy. You know, I can't wait for shows to start back up. I can't wait to be sitting in the seats, you know, calling out, "Hey, Ref Gina." You know, I hope that, you know, Anthony Green gets stuff going back up out this way. He's right in my backyard. That's why I call out that show, because, you know, those shows are right in my backyard. And on a side note, I know that this is supposed to be for Gina, but I want to give a get well wishes to Fogman.
Absolutely.
With you, my friend. I hope he does well. I know he's still hanging around in the hospital right now. I've been checking in on him all day. So
the best guy, man. That's the wrestling encyclopedia of New England, man. The best.
We definitely miss the Fogman. Yes, please, Kulik.
Don Kincaid, I don't want to go off topic here, but since tomorrow is somebody's birthday, I figured the Roundtable could give her a shout out, a little happy birthday. 3, 2,
happy birthday.
1. Oh my God.
Happy birthday, Big Juicy!
Yeah, I thought we were going to do the song. I'm sorry, I got confused.
I don't know. So did I, but I just screamed happy birthday. I thought we were going to do the song too, but I was just.
I thought we were doing the song and everybody was doing
it.
Happy birthday.
All right. Come on, let's.
Man, you guys are awful. What are you doing?
Oh my God.
I was trying. Juicy.
Okay. Okay. Kulik, get us going again.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Happy birthday to you. Come on!
Happy birthday.
What are we on? Fucking. We're all smoking the ganja?
You guys
I mean, birthday to Big Juicy. Big Juicy. Happy birthday.
Man.
Big Juicy.
I'm so sorry.
Really?
Sorry, that was.
Really? Now that's okay. That's a Roundtable shout out. You know how that is.
Happy birthday, Juicy.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you.
And then also today's friend Erick and the Woo guys first anniversary on Facebook.
Oh.
It's a bromance.
That's a bad
Song about that, for God's sake.
Fired up, Ref Gina. The Woo crew be back. Woo, 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 woo.
I was fired up.
Woo.
Fired up.
Ref Gina, I cannot thank you. Really, I cannot thank you for spending time with us freak shows today. We have a lot of fun. We spread a lot of love. We love to lift our talent up in our industry, and we just like to have a lot of fun. So I thank you for spending the time with us today. Really.
Oh yeah, sure. I always try to get on here, but I'm glad that it finally worked out my schedule. So.
That's all right. Friend Donovan, are you okay? Are you good? I want to do a bro check before we end this thing. Are you all right over there?
Yeah, I'm okay. Why? Do I seem messed up? Or what's wrong?
You were the one who said that potato salad, like got you or whatever. Like,
Thank you.
damn potato salads, man. I hate when that happens.
Thanks for going back to Mohawk City, bro.
Jesus Christmas! I didn't say take off your shirt. I was asking if your tummy was okay from your damn potato salad. Holy cow! See what I go through, Ref Gina? This is my life. This is my life, Ref Gina. This is Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guests, if you will. We've got friend Erick. We've got Big Juicy. We've got the Woo Crew. Jim Kulik, Troy Martins. We've got the future Donovan, and our very, very surprised special guest, Ref Gina Blue Shoes. Thank all of you today for spending the time, man.
Thank you, Don.
Thanks, Don. Thanks for coming on. Slow count. No slow counts, Gina. Damn it.